Private security firms are being called upon to come up with solutions to deal with a recent upsurge in violence in schools on the island. The challenge is coming from Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Lands and Rural Development, Charles Griffith. It's coming in light of the fatal stabbing of a 16-year-old boy at the Frederick Smith Secondary School a week ago, and then the stabbing of another secondary school student yesterday.
We're doing things, and maybe if cameras are strategically placed with somebody monitoring those cameras, we can cancel out some of the things that will happen in some of the institutions, i.e. the school setting.
And Mr. Griffith was speaking during the launch of tested security systems at Lucky Horseshoe in Warrens. There he also revealed that he had a problem with traditional neighborhood watches and has called for them to be relooked.
The success of these neighborhood watches is to report, I believe, to the police nefarious activities that are happening within or around those communities. Why not a neighborhood action group, where that if you see someone or you see the youngsters in that particular locale that you may deem to be causing problems, that you can interact with them and maybe stop what could happen down the road.
Meantime, Managing Director of Tested Security Systems Ian McIntosh says he is striving to have the leading security firm in the region and beyond. The security expert, who was a former police officer, has called on Barbadians to be aware of their surroundings and pay attention.
One day we went to do some training and they asked a particular lady to tell me about environmental scanner, and she said, well, I can't tell you because it was in my phone. But if she was robbed, and the police asked her to describe the person, where they came from and where they went, she could not tell them. But she wanted the police to work miracles. But if the police done it, or the law enforcement or security can't help them, they will tell you that the security officers are not doing their job. All right? So the first person that you must secure is yourself.
As the island continues to seek solutions to some of the problems its men are facing, a new organization has been launched dedicated to male empowerment, advocacy, support and education. It's called the Men's Empowerment Network Support, or MENS, and its leadership is on a mission to be that missing voice that champions the rights of men locally while supporting and educating them. Our Rianne Phillips has more.
The newly launched Men Empowerment Network Support, or MENS group, is the brainchild of social worker Fabian Sargent. In a very emotional address, he explained the idea for the group's creation stemmed from two local tragic events, one of which included his sister.
What prompted me to get this movement going? I could not help but cast my mind back to the 29th of May 2016 when I received a call telling me that my sister was murdered. In my sister's situation, I don't think her husband had anywhere to turn. He was not the person to talk a lot, very quiet gentleman. And I think that if there was an organization of this nature, I don't think that a similar occurrence would probably happen.
Mr. Sargent also stressed the group is different from existing male organizations.
We are here to empower men. Yes. And we are not empowering by fighting. We are here to give men the tools, the skills necessary for them to be better citizens, better fathers, better role models for their children, better spouses, better husbands. That is what men's about.
Apart from education, mentorship and advocacy, the group intends to provide a safe space for males to share their challenges and burdens.
We've had meetings in here where tears came. And where we can have men coming out. Our first meeting, as mentioned in here, had over 30 men. Men are crying out for a space, for a program, for something to be involved in. Some of these men are on the brink of snapping, and we really don't want men to snap. When men snap, men just kill. As a reality in Barbados, when a man snaps somebody dead, like it or lump it, even if it's himself. We do not want men snapping anymore. We need men to understand that there are alternatives, they have choices.
Men's next meeting will be held on Saturday, November 23rd, 2019. Rianne Phillips, CBC News.
On to regional news now. In Guyana, the Alliance for Change says it is prepared to contest the March 2020 election solo if demands are not met. Negotiations, meanwhile, for a revised Cummingsburg Accord continue with its coalition partner, a partnership for national unity. And we have a report from Newsroom Guyana.
This was related to the media by AFC executive member Dominic Gaskin during a press conference at the party's headquarters on Friday.
We anticipate that there will be an agreement by Monday. However, we cannot wait. We've already missed a deadline. We have accepted another deadline, but in the meantime, we are getting ourselves, as Mr. Craig said, battle ready, and we are prepared if we cannot reach an acceptable agreement to move ahead alone with our campaign. It's an unlikely scenario, which is not our preferred scenario, but we have to be prepared to go alone if necessary.
The AFC said the single matter which remains outstanding in the negotiations is the allocation of parliamentary positions, ministerial positions, and regional Democratic Council seats.